Hello and welcome back. We have another vlog coming to you live. And guess what? We're not in the car, so we're not doing car chats. Hi. How the hell are you? So, I honestly felt such a shift in just the way that life is starting to unfold. And that's not a coincidence because at the beginning of the year, I decided to go fully into my Restfully Rich framework, right? After the past 6 months, honestly, longer than that, I'm going to feel confident in saying the last 9 to 12 months, I have really integrated into Restfully Rich. A lot of trial and error, a lot of, okay, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, this feels aligned, this doesn't feel aligned. Because I am a mentor who truly, honestly, prides myself on being able to provide a transformation that I myself have also seen, that I myself have also done, that is a part of my own identity, because I simply cannot coach and mentor on something that I have no frame of reference to. And I know that there's a lot of other mentors in this space who cannot say the same, unfortunately. We do have mentors out there who are claiming all of these things, and they simply are, number one, not that, and number two, cannot teach and coach and mentor on that transformation. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alyssa Simpson. I am a Restfully Rich manifestation coach. We have, over the last year, provided the most incredible framework to live a restfully rich lifestyle. And when we are talking about restfully rich, becoming restfully rich, living in this restfully rich identity, number one, we are shedding all of the masculine tools and strategies that we have been working inside of as women entrepreneurs. Because here's the thing, over the course of, I don't know, decades, right? Like ever since we've seen the rise of Girlboss, there's a reason why we've also seen a fall of it too, that we've also seen women who have built these incredible empires burn them down and walk away. Literally about an hour ago, before I took my lunch and before I decided to record this piece of content, I had reached out to a organization that is within my zip code and told them that I would love to partner with them and do a speaking event for their members and their chapter on the Restfully Rich framework. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm bringing this to the masses. We aren't just keeping it as my clients. We are literally reaching far and wide with the Restful Rich framework because number one, it works. Number two, it is what women who are in business, women entrepreneurs need so that they don't burn their shit down. But anyways, the woman that I reached out to about this, she literally replied back to me and said, what was the word she used? I'm dissolving this business. Thank you for reaching out. And I was like, damn, if I would have just been able to tap into her and her nervous system, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and helped her learn the tools and the framework needed to not be in that position of, I can't do this anymore. I have to get rid of this. I have to burn it down. I have to dissolve it. One thing that the Restfully Rich framework really requires women to do is stop being a one-woman show. There is no reward. There is no prize. There is no lump sum of something that you desire getting handed to you if you are doing it all alone. Hyper-independency is a limiting belief. It is a wound. It is something that you have to overcome and work through and resolve and get to the bottom of where it stems from, because it's not a normal thing. It also is a great opportunity for you to look at ways that you being your own support system, you being the only person who is able to do things in your business, that also comes from a deep desire of being provided and taken care of that maybe you haven't ever experienced. And that's why there's that hyper independence. That's why there is that distrust that you can't hand off anything to anyone. When I was a corporate restaurant manager for Olive Garden, the one thing that I did really well was I allowed other people to have responsibility and leadership so that my job and my role wasn't solely on my shoulders. There's beauty in community, there's beauty in teamwork, there's beauty in allowing yourself to relinquish some of the results to someone else. We know you're capable. We know you are ambitious. We know you are high functioning. You don't get any special treatment because of that. You're not going to get to the end of your life and be showered with all of these beautiful things because you chose not to let others wow you and show you that they can do it too. Becoming a mom and knowing that I don't have the traditional community and the traditional village and the traditional support because number one, my parents are dead. Number two, my brother lives an hour away. Number three, my extended family lives multiple hours away. And I literally don't have a village. And a lot of women can relate to this. But instead of choosing to be a woman who puts my passions on the back burner and puts my mission on the back burner to raise a child, I decided I can do both. I can make both happen. But doing that required me to relinquish some of my own responsibility and my own power to others and allow them to prove to me that I can trust others, right? And here's the thing. In my 7 years of business, I have been burned by people. I don't even like to say burned, which is why we're using air quotes here, because I learned lessons. I grew more. I became completely unavailable for bullshit, completely unavailable for a certain level of work and, effort. I became unavailable for that. And I had to see exactly what it was that I didn't necessarily want or wasn't okay with in order to be very crystal clear on what it is that I am okay with. And the same goes for the Restfully Rich framework. You have got to become completely and totally okay with allowing other people to wow you, to support you, to be able to build the honest, true empire of your dreams, that you're allowed to take time away on a whim, that you're allowed to still receive high dollar months and then some, but also have more white space on your calendar than ever. And a lot of this has to do with habits. It has to do with looking at how you're playing your own role into not becoming restfully rich, because restfully rich is not about being lazy or taking a step back or even saying I need to get into my complete and total hermit shell and wish and pray and manifest and affirm that I'm going to be rich as shit. That's not how it works, unfortunately. The affirmations are there, the journaling is there, the meditations are there, all of these things are there, but it's a true and honest habit shift, identity shift, and a lot of rewiring those beliefs that tell you that no one can do it as good as you, that everything's going to fall apart if you step away. If that were true, maybe it's worth letting some things fall apart. Maybe it's worth letting the things that you've tried so fucking hard to keep afloat drown. What's the worst thing that can happen? You've proven to yourself already up to this point that you do have that dog in you and you can absolutely do this, but you aren't reaffirming that at all by choosing to hold it all on your own. Again, you don't get a reward. You don't get any type of monetary value or even a fucking atta girl for doing it. The idea that you've got to be this boss bitch, girl boss is such a masculine fucking identity that women are not designed to carry. Our nervous system, our hormones, our biology are not meant to carry that sentiment. Yet, feminism has created an entire generation of women that think that if they just hustle as hard as men and work just as hard as men, that they'll be able to truly have it all. What if, hear me out, that was a fucking lie and that was a gotcha? What if the truth is you get to literally roll in absolute wealth without overexerting yourself? By having the most white space on your calendar and spending 80 to 90% of your days with the people you love, raising your children, immersing yourself back into your hobbies, nurturing relationships. Because feminine energy is very different than masculine energy. The masculine energy needs to actually have that effort for reward, have that effort for that exchange. The feminine energy when it comes to receiving and living in abundance and generating wealth, it's not the same type of equation. So the truth is, yes, you can 100% become rich as fuck by overworking, by matching that masculine energy of work, 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 hustle, 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 rise with the sun, fall with the moon energy. You absolutely can. It's not sustainable though. I don't know one fucking woman, and I know a lot of women, I know a lot of business women, I know a lot of entrepreneurs who match that energy for longer than 6 years without completely either becoming sick, they get an autoimmune disease, they become infertile, they're more stressed out, they're on SSRIs, they have therapists at the wazoo, and they're hanging on by a fucking thread until they're met with the decision of keep overextending yourself and matching that masculine energy, or burn it down. Burn this whole thing to the ground and get back to your feminine energy. Because that's what's happening. These women are burning down these empires to truly go back to their feminine, natural state of being. That's not a coincidence. But here's the thing. I know, and my purpose here is to show women how to have good-hearted, soul-aligned women be the ones with the most fucking money, but being the example of doing it in a way that matches their energy so that women and money can have this cohesive, beautiful relationship that is absolutely able to have, I'm living fucking proof of it, without having to sacrifice anything else. This is my mission. This is my journey. This is truly and honestly why I was put on this earth. And it took me until having a child of my own to really have my metamorphosis of this is what I'm teaching and this is going to be my legacy. I have been a coach for a long time now. And I always thought it was just teach people how to overcome their limiting beliefs and teach them the energetics of manifestation and teach them the spirituality and the emotional intelligence behind it all. If I'm being totally honest, that's fucking baby shit. You know what I mean? That's for the people that are still tapped in, if you will. The people who already have an understanding of all of that, those are my people because they get it, number one. But number two, they are still living under the guise of doing things the way things have always been done because it's proven that it's worked. But has it? Has it really proved that it's worked? I think of Miranda Priestly when I think of who Restfully Rich is for. Because Miranda Priestly, in one point in the movie before they go to Paris in The Devil Wears Prada, if you don't know who Miranda Priestly is, get out from under your rock. But they were going to Paris and she was, not Emily, oh my God, I'm the one who doesn't know. Anne Hathaway's character came over to her house to drop the book off and overheard Miranda Priestly and her husband getting into an argument. And Miranda, was saying like, oh, people probably think like there he is again without her. Cause she was so dedicated and lived that girl boss life in real life that she wasn't present for her children or her husband. And so she lost her husband. She got a divorce. Her third? So here I am like, I don't remember. It's been a while. But she was on like her third divorce now. That's not a fucking coincidence. That's not a coincidence. That women who operate at that level truly don't have it all. So the question for you is, are you committed to living that restful, rich lifestyle? Because if you are, you're going to have to get really uncomfortable and shed a whole lot of layers of you that simply can't move forward. But you can do it because you'll have me right by your side. Applications are still open. You can still join this incredible container. It isn't going anywhere. It's only going to get more top dollar, more potent, more efficient than it is, and much more of a waiting list to hop inside. Because of the power of the work that we're doing inside of Restfully Rich, it is an intimate container, and I'm not just letting any old fucking Sally, Jen, and Lisa in, okay? If listening to this struck something inside of you, it is your due diligence to at least ask, how? How can you get in? How can you make this a part of your life? How can you fill a seat that's inside of Restfully Rich? You owe it to yourself. Because if you don't, I'm telling you right now, how you're operating isn't going to sustain you long term. And as immortal beings. Is it immortal? Is it mortal when you don't live forever? Or is mortal when you live forever? Whatever. We're not here forever. And the sooner that you come to terms with that and start actually living for a living and dedicating your work to allowing you to experience the joy that is being a human on earth in this fucking timeline, regardless of what the headlines tell you or whatever fucking user 289 on Threads is telling you, this is the time to be alive. And you're literally wasting it away by dedicating yourself to something that would survive without you if you just gave it a fucking chance. You get to have it all. I promise you. Hop inside, ask your questions, and start becoming restfully rich today. Bye.